the last few days, I've played several times the clips of Lyndon Johnson talking to Everett Dirksen and others about, his horror about the Vietnam War. Back in 1964, we played the clip of him talking with Clark Clifford about, how his valet, the guy who brings him his reading stuff at night while he's laying in bed, has several sons who were in Vietnam, and he's like, I don't know what I'm doing. This is just wrong. And we're in a quack, and they're agreeing. Trying to figure out what to do about it. And by 1968, Lyndon Johnson had actually worked out a peace deal between the North and the South, and they were to make it nonpartisan, as it were. They were going to announce not that they had worked out a deal, but that they were beginning talks to a deal, even though they had worked out the deal, that they were going to have meetings that would lead to a deal in September and in October of 1968. This 68 was the year, November 68, the election was, Richard Nixon was president. His vice president was Hubert Humphrey. Lyndon Johnson was president. His vice president was Hubert Humphrey. Richard Nixon, who had lost to Kennedy in 1960, was running for a second time for president in 1968, much like I predict Mitt Romney may do. And so here's Nixon is running for president. You've heard the tapes before of Lyndon Johnson saying, I know that they're trying to blow up our peace deal with South Vietnam, and this is treason, and Everett Dirksen says, yes, it is. And but to take it all the way up to an insane level, I mean, just an absolutely insane level. In fact, this is. Let me set this up even a little better. These are, by the way, these are in the public domain. This is audio from the LBJ Library and from the Nixon Library. You can find this stuff online, and which is where I found it. And it's it's in the public domain. This is Lyndon Johnson talking on the phone with Everett Dirksen. This is a clip that I haven't played for you in the last few weeks, talking about how he has figured out, the CIA has told him that Nixon's people are trying to sabotage his 1968 effort to have peace in Vietnam. And remember, tens of thousands of Americans and hundreds of thousands, millions of Vietnamese died because the Nixon sabotaged this effort to end the war. So here is that clip, first of all.
My judgment is that Nixon ought to play it just like he has all along.
Let me just restart this. First of all, LBJ has this conversation with Dirksen where he says he shouldn't be doing this. This is treason. Dirksen calls him back and says, Nixon says he's not going to make any change. He's not going to do anything. And even if he did, how could, what's he supposed to do? Admit that he's committing treason? And so now here's LBJ giving Nixon political advice via Dirksen. Here it is.
My judgment is that Nixon ought to play it just like he has all along. That I want to see peace come the first day we can. That it's not going to affect the election one way or the other. The conference is not even going to be held until after the election. Yeah. They have stopped shelling the cities. Yeah. They have stopped going across the DMZ. Yeah. We've had 24 hours of relative peace. Yeah. Now, if Nixon keeps the South Vietnamese away from the conference, yeah, well, that's going to be his responsibility. Up to this point, that's why they're not there. Yeah. I had them signed on board until this happened. Yeah. Okay. Well, now, what do you think we ought to do about it? Well, I better get in touch with him, I think, and tell him about it. I think you better tell him that his people are saying to these folks that they oughtn't to go through this meeting. Now, if they don't go through the meeting, it's not going to be me that's hurt. I think it's going to be whoever's elected, and it'd be my guess him. Yeah. And I think they're making a very serious mistake, and I don't want to say this. Yeah. And you're the only one I'm going to say it to. Yeah. I know this, that they're contacting a foreign power in the middle of a war. That's a mistake. And it's a damn bad mistake. Oh, it is. Now, I don't want to say so, and you're the only man that I have enough confidence in to tell them. But you better tell them they better quit playing with it. And the day after the election, I'll sit down with all of you and try to work it out and be helpful. but they oughtn't to knock out this conference. You just tell them that their people are messing around in this thing, and if they don't want it on the front pages, they better quit it.
So, and it continues. But, you know, that actually, I guess in my setup, I was wrong. That was when LBJ was telling Dirksen to go talk to Nixon. And then there was another call where he said, this is treason. And Dirksen's like, yeah, I know. And then there's a later call where Dirksen says, you know, he's not going to do anything. Sorry, I have no power over Mr. Nixon. But here's what Richard Nixon was saying. All right, this is Nixon at his speech before the Republican National Convention in 1968, the nominating convention. And this is Nixon is in the background preventing the peace that LBJ has negotiated from happening. And as Lyndon Johnson pointed out, they actually even had, you know, the North Vietnamese had stopped coming to the south and they had stopped bombing the cities. And we had stopped doing the same to the north. So they had a truce. And then Nixon comes out and says this.
For 4 years, this administration has had the support of the loyal opposition for the objective of seeking an honorable end to the struggle. Never has so much military and economic and diplomatic power been used so ineffectively. And if after all of this time and all of this sacrifice and all of this support, there is still no end in sight, then I say the time has come for the American people to turn to new leadership not tied to the mistakes and the policies of the past. That is what we offer to America. Look at our problems abroad. Do you realize that we face the stark truth that we are worse off in every area of the world tonight than we were when we've had enough of big promises and little action? The time has come for honest government in the United States of America. And there is only one answer to such a record of failure, and that is a complete house cleaning of those responsible for the failures on that record.
That was those are a few excerpts from Nixon's speech in '68 before the RNC, and to be able to commit treason and then go out and give that kind of speech, and of course Reagan was doing the same thing. Although there's a big question about whether Reagan knew that George Bush and Sr. and Bill Casey were negotiating with the Ayatollah. I think in all probability Reagan didn't know about it, but Nixon certainly knew about it. In fact, Nixon helped organize it. So anyway, I'm back to the question I asked Jimmy Carter the day before yesterday. Has there been a legitimately elected Republican president of the United States since 1956, since the re-election of Dwight Eisenhower? I don't think so. And keep in mind, Eisenhower was elected in 52 on a platform of Vote for Peace, and he was re-elected in 1956 on a platform of how he had increased the number of people who were eligible for Social Security and drawing Social Security. He had increased union membership. He had increased wages across the United States. He had built the national highway system and stimulated the economy, put more people back to work. He ran on a Keynesian platform, on what today would be called a super liberal platform. This is what Dwight Eisenhower. Yeah, I mean, Dwight Eisenhower today would be to the left of Bill Clinton. He was in favor of protectionist policy. He had 32% tariffs he was holding in place. He was not cutting trade deals with other countries. He was keeping jobs right here in the United States. I tell you, in some of our foreign policy areas, certainly Eisenhower was not the best of guys, and he had Nixon as his vice president. But still,